Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. In Parliament today, opposition MPs put into procedure a motion to hold a vote of no confidence in Deputy Prime Minister and Economy Minister Martina Dalic over the Agrokor crisis. The motion was signed by 37 MPs.
I think the opposition has shown that it is not sterile, and that tonight a portion of the HDZ's MPs will have the argument against Mr. Plenković. And I think it will be interesting to follow how this situation develops. The most optimistic version would be that the Prime Minister initiates her removal. The other is that she tender her resignation on her own. The third option is that Parliament remove her from office.
Meanwhile, at today's meeting of the Committee on the Constitution, Standing Orders and Political System, the opposition and parliamentary majority reached a deal on changes to the rules of procedure, with the SDP withdrawing hundreds of amendments after government accepted 2 of their demands.
There is no longer any need for parliamentary obstruction, which is why we have withdrawn our amendments. The conditions have been met that will allow a portion of MPs, in line with their conscience and their view of the rules of procedure, support the new rules of procedure. This clearly refutes all those who, prior to even seeing the changes to the rules of procedure, insisted that it will stifle democracy and stifle the right of the opposition to talk. We are sorry that the SDP was happy with getting just crumbs from the parliamentary majority. Unfortunately, we did not have a common position among all opposition MPs and benches. I think that we should have achieved a joint position and that together we would have received more concessions from the parliamentary majority.
Prime Minister Andrej Plenković reiterated today that the Istanbul Convention will soon be forwarded to Parliament for ratification, voicing his confidence that all of his ministers would back the convention.
I have no fear. I would actually like to see the opposition be so brazen to, after all this, vote against the convention. That would confirm that all this has been just nothing but political intrigue, especially since I know the substance of the interpretive statement.
President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović wrapped up her 10-day tour of South America and Brazil today, where she once again voiced her support for stronger economic ties between the 2 countries. Earlier, she addressed the possibility of opening a consulate in Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo is definitely the economic center of Brazil, and Brazil is by far the strongest economy in South America. And I have to say, many countries, particularly smaller ones, decide to open a consulate here in Sao Paulo rather than opening an embassy in Brazil, because this is the center of economic activity in South America, and I think we should follow that path as well.
5G technology was presented to the Croatian public for the first time at Nikola Tesla company today. The widespread use of the newest mobile wireless standard in the EU is expected after 2020. The company's research and development center in Osijek will be working on solutions for the development of 5G technology, which will create new job opportunities in Slavonia.
I think we will make a fantastic model so that young people in Slavonia, in Osijek, Vukovar, Vinkovci and neighboring cities find good jobs at Nikola Tesla and enjoy the work they'll do.
The most important thing is to, through attracting investments from the private sector, enable economic growth and development, which in turn means that our people will work and stay in Croatia, have families, and in that way contribute to the demographic revitalization of Slavonia.
In a letter to Prime Minister Andrej Plenković, British Prime Minister Theresa May informed him of the fact that as of July 1st, British labour market restrictions for Croatian nationals will be lifted. This means that Croatians working in the UK will enjoy equal rights with other EU citizens. The threat of more flooding in central parts of the country persists. Water levels on the Sava River are falling slowly near Jasenovac, but continue to rise in the Sisak area. Construction Minister Predrag Štromar visited Sisak-Moslavina County today, where he said that government had adopted a decision to deal with landslides.
We can see the potential for landslides throughout Croatia, but we also know that these sites were threatening 2 or 3 years ago, and this problem has still not been resolved. With this decision, we can resolve all of these situations.
Following a commemoration for the former Chief of General Staff of the Croatian Armed Forces at the Defense Ministry, General Petar Stipetic's funeral was held at Zagreb's Mirogoj Cemetery today. Numerous top state officials were on hand, including Prime Minister Andrej Plenković.
Even at our first meeting, when I was a young, ambitious officer, General Stipetic impressed me with his military knowledge, but first and foremost with his courage, composure, and decisiveness. Once again, thank you for everything that you gave to your country and the Croatian Armed Forces. Rest in peace, General.
And taking a quick look at sports, the Croatian women's handball team is in Zagreb preparing for its third qualification game for the European Championships to be played in France at the end of the year. Following a loss to Ukraine and a win over Switzerland, they play Norway tomorrow night. And now the forecast for tomorrow. Predominantly overcast with intermittent snow in the interior, especially in the east and in mountainous regions. The coast will see intermittent rain. There's a chance of some snow and sleet on the northern Adriatic, while the southern coast could see heavier downpours. Precipitation will die down in the afternoon as skies begin to clear from the west. There will be a moderate to strong northeasterly and northerly in the interior, strong to gale force on the northern and central coast, while southern Dalmatia will see a southerly and southeasterly. Morning lows of -7 to -2 degrees Celsius inland, 1 to 8 on the Adriatic, will give way to highs of -3 to +3 degrees in the interior, 5 to 11 on the coast. The 3-day forecast for the interior calls for predominantly dry weather, although there is a chance of some light snow in the east of the country on Friday. Expect cold mornings and temperatures to rise gradually during the day during prolonged sunny spells. The coast will see partly to predominantly sunny skies. Increased cloud cover in the south could bring with it some light rain. A strong to gale force northeasterly on Thursday will die down on Friday. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.